Night shift at a small roadside diner. I'm alone. The place sits off the main road, the parking lot swallowed by trees. Police had warned me this spot was the perfect target for a serial robber hitting new places every night. Then a man walks in, friendly, polite, maybe too polite. He fiddles with the front door, says something feels off, then suddenly asks strange questions. What time do you usually leave? Isn't it scary working here alone with all these robberies? My gut told me something was wrong, so I lied, said I left later than I really did. Hours pass. I arm the alarm, try to close the door, but it won't shut. The siren blares, police rush in. One officer checks the frame and finds a tiny magnet wedged inside, planted so the door could never lock. As we're standing there, a car creeps by slowly. We dismiss it as curiosity, but days later, they catch the robber. It's the same man, and that car that rolled past us that night was his.
I was about 10, haunted by this bone-deep fear of intruders lurking in the house. Basement, forget it, shadows down there breathed. But that dread saved us one sticky summer night. Drifting off under our new ceiling fan's lazy hum, I catch a rasp from above. Nails scraping beams, slow and deliberate. Heart pounding, I play dead. Morning hits. Room's a furnace, the fan stored. Dad perches on a chair to poke at it, ducks to the garage for tools. In that heartbeat alone, I look up. Through a splintered crack in the plaster, amid cobweb wires, a skeletal face leers, sunken cheeks gleaming with grime, eyes like all slick beads, mouth curled in a predator's smirk. He's locked on us, unblinking, as if he'd always been part of the rafters. Paralysis grips me. Bolt with Dad. Our cat's downstairs, they're sitting ducks. No yell. As he hustles back, I rasp in his ear. Dad. Man in the ceiling. He blinks, baffled. How? Then boom. A rafter rattling thud overhead. Puzzle snaps. He pales, yanks me close. Thumbs 911. Quiet. Sun don't twitch. MOM screeches in as cops drag him out cuffed. A ragged squatter who attic crawled in days prior, hunkered over my bed on pilfered crumbs, rigging the fan for a drop. Safe now. House sanitized. But that stare, it echoes in every groan of wood. Walls don't forget. My cousin and I, 6 years apart, same pint-sized high school classes of 60, had cut all strings to our old hometown years back. Lives flung across states. On a gritty road trip midway across the map, we duck into a nondescript huddle house for sludge coffee. Booth claimed, and while the dude next table spins, grin stretched ear to ear. In a town high here? Go whatever. We gape. Affirm how. He beams, girlfriend mute and mannequin still beside him. Us too, he claims. Small world, we shrug, wary. He unspools fast talk, bleacher haunts, chem lab chaos, that diner hawking epic fries. Snacks truth a teacher, the spot but warps it, dream glitch style. We nod and then quiz. Grad year. Foggy, he evades. Push harder clubs. Pals? Sweat pearls. He fidgets. Girlfriend snaps, deadpan, ain't clicking. Tash slapped, they ghost meals calling. Post search, nada, no inner town ghosts. Plates out of state, 0 hometown tells. But those hits, they itch. How'd he know? Warriors, this pit stop. Still, nights blur. Small world, or stalkers in the cracks.
I was just a kid, maybe 7, when I padded downstairs in my pajamas, heart thumping from a nightmare that felt too real. Grandma was in the kitchen, stirring tea under the dim bulb, when I blurted it out. Grandma, Daddy's sleeping with his eyes open. His face was slack on the couch, blue eyes staring at nothing, chest barely rising like a doll left behind. He was type 1, always wrestling that invisible beast. That night, after sneaking beers at a backyard barbecue, he jabbed his insulin pen to chase a blood sugar spike. That the numbers blurred in his haze, he overdosed, silent and swift. By the time the wail of the ambulance cut through our rural quiet miles from the nearest town, on the edge of that forgotten town he was teetering on the brink. Docs later said 5 more minutes, and he'd have slipped away forever. We got lucky, a sugar gel, and for later, he woke groggy, no memory of the void. That stare, it etched into me, a ghost in every quiet room. Take care of your diabetic friends, family, hell, anyone. If it feels off, trust that gut punch, It probably is. Learn the signs. Lows hit like a blackout, sweats, shakes, confusion. Highs grew slow, thirst, fatigue, that fruity breath. Don't guess test if you can. Call pros fast. Soda for a low crash could kill if it's actually a sky high. Arm yourself with knowledge. It might save a life staring back and blinking.
I was 5, tagging along with Mom, Dad, and my sister to visit Grandma in the bustling city. We were weaving through the throng toward the heart of downtown, hands linked in that family chain until I slipped mine free from Dad's for a second, maybe to dodge a vendor's cart. Then, a firm grip latched onto my fingers, warm and rough. I didn't think twice. I just kept toddling forward, giggling at the crowd's chaos, for what felt like blocks. Suddenly, a shout slices through. "Hey, stop!" Dad's voice frantic. He barrels up, snatches my other arm, yanking me back. "Sorry, Mister thought she was with me," he mutters, face flushed with apology, steering me away. I crane my neck up, confused. Staring down isn't Dad's familiar grin, it's a stranger's lined face, eyes sharp and unreadable under a gray cap. An old man I'd never seen, his hold on me loosening slow, like he'd been caught mid-plan. Dad chalked it up to my kid blunder, figured I'd latched onto the wrong hand in the shuffle. But even then, tiny as I was, I knew better. He grabbed me first, deliberate, pulling me into the flow away from my family. Our parents were hawk-eyed about strangers, always drilling hold tight. Stay close. Dad must have been deep in chat with Grandma, blind to the split-second snatch. We melted back into the crowd, hearts hammering unspoken. That grip? It lingers like a shadow in every packed street. What if Dad hadn't yelled? Gone in a blink into the city's maw.
I was 9, smack in the heart of 95, when every school assembly hammered stranger danger into our skulls, kidnappers lurking like wolves, luring kids with tales of lost puppies. Our street buzzed that summer kids shrieking on bikes, chalk hopscotch underfoot, but I pedaled solo, wind whipping my hair, lost in that kid haze. Then, a green door clunker crawls up, engine growling low, woman at the wheel, stone-faced, guy shotgun, leaning out like a snake uncoiling. "Hey, kid," he hollers, voice syrup sweet over the din. "Lost our dog, cute little thing, brown fur. Help us hunt her down." His eyes pin me, too bright to hungry. Time fractures. Sirens wail in my veins pure, scorching adrenaline torches through, sharpening the world to razor edges. Laughter from the cul-de-sac crashes like thunder. Every leaf on the maples snaps into hyperfocus. This is it, I think, the trap snapping shut. No scream, just bolt. I bail of the Schwinn, yank the front wheel skyward for a skid turn, and sprint like hellfires on my heels. Home blurs by in a street porch light. Screen door slamming tears carving hot tracks down my cheeks, body quaking like a leaf in a gale. But no sobs, just true terror. Moans in the kitchen, words tumble out in a gasp. She dials the cops, voice steel. But those ghosts in the green car slipped the net, vanished into the haze. That rush, it branded me echoes in every revving engine, every too friendly wave. Stay sharp, kids. The wolves still howl.
I was home alone, sprawled on the living room carpet, lost in a trance, eyes glazing over the popcorn ceiling like it held the universe's secrets. Then a guttural scream rips from the front porch, raw and primal, unmistakably Mom's voice shredding the air. Ice floods my veins. I bolt upright, stumble to the door, fling it open. Porch empty, street silent. I circle the house like a frantic dog, scanning yards, shadows nothing. No soul in sight. But that wail, it clawed my bones, too visceral to be a trick. Phone in hand, I dial her, pulse hammering. She answers, breezy. "Hey, sweetie, everything okay?" I blurt the scream. She laughs it off, says she's fine, just pulling into a strip mall lot 'cause she's driving and can't chat, split focus. Then chaos erupts over the line. Screeching tires, shattering glass, horns blaring like Judgment Day. Another scream, hers this time, choked and real, stretching seconds into forever. Finally, her voice cracks through, ragged. "Oh God." The cars ahead and behind me. A semi blew the red light, plowed right into them. The rig sandwich, clipping the tail of the lead car, the nose of the tailgater. Her spot? Dead center would have been pulverized, mangled beyond recognition. We laugh it off now as our psychic glitch, one of many spooky sinks, but that phantom porch howl, it echoes in my quiet moments, a guardian ghost whispering not yet. I was 10, roped into wedding prep at my mom's best friend's house, stringing lights, fluffing fake trees like a mini Martha Stewart. The basement door creaked open, hubby vanishing down the stairs, and curiosity clawed at me. "Can I go too?" I begged. His wife shot me a look, sharp as shattered glass. "Not a good idea, sweetie." But I wheedled my way in, tasked with fetching those silly plastic shrubs from below. Down there, dim bulbs buzzing like angry wasps, he spots a threadbare blanket draped over a shelf. His grin splits wide, eyes glinting wrong. "Wanna play a game?" Innocent fool, I nod. He loops the blanket over my eyes, world gone black, then twists my wrists behind me with a flimsy copper pipe, cool metal biting skin. It bends easy, but panic hasn't hit yet. "How wide can you open your mouth?" He purrs, breath hot on my neck. Every siren in my skull wails, red flags exploding like fireworks. I stretch my jaw, frozen rabbit, hard jackhammering, then crash upstairs. My sister's clumsy tumble. "They'll find us." I yelp, thrashing free, pipe snapping like a wishbone, blanket whipping off. I bolt up those stairs, legs jelly, lungs fire. He hounds me all night. Downstairs? That game again? No, no. 1,000 times no. Mom finally swoops in, us girls piling into the car like escapees. Years bleed by. I spill it all to her in a whisper. Turns out, he was a monster nabbed in Florida, dragged north in chains for what he did to others. That first brave voice cracked the cage. Mine stayed buried in fear. And his wife? Her warning eyes said she knew and let the shadows grow.
It was pushing 1 a.m. The city a ghost town under flickering lamps, when I stepped out for smokes and a park bench to nurse my insomnia. Empty intersection loomed, all concrete and quiet until him. A figure bolted at the crosswalk, rigid as a scarecrow, eyes drilled into the endless black ahead. No blink, no sway, gut twisted, wrong. Walk away. But curiosity, that idiot whisper, nudged me closer. "Hey, you good?" Silence thicker than fog. Hello, still as stone. No dice. I bail on the crossing, hook a right for the long loop to the park safer shadows. 5 paces in, gravel crunchies soft behind. Whip around. He's rotated, mechanical, padding after me like a shadow peeled off the wall. Face void, blank slate. No rage, no green, just empty pursuit. Adrenaline ignites. A white-hot wire. Run or what snatched, violated, erased. Legs pump, world tunnels. Spot a straggler up ahead lifeline. "Man, don't head that way, call the cops." He's following. He glances, mutters something dismissive, vanishes into the night. Alone again. I fly, blocks melting. Duck into an alley more for street steep, wedged behind a dumpster. Breath a chainsaw rasp. Peep out. There, framing the street's end, his silhouette scans flat, emotionless as a glitch. Then pivot, slow dissolve back into oblivion. I hunker till dawn. CIGS a lost dream. That follow? It slinks in my dreams now, a reminder. Not all hunters roar. Some just echo your steps. College security gig endless nights patrolling shadows, mopping up the weird. A phantom organist belting Phantom of the Opera at 3 a.m. In the chapel, pipes thundering like judgment. A cheerleader convulsing under the dorm shower spray. Foam and terror. Suicide bids. Sticky fingered thieves. Kid stuff mostly. But the church next door. That squat 60 brick beast. All stained glass and faded pews. Oh my nightmares. 3:30 a.m. Rounds. Circle the perimeter under sodium glow, then slip inside. Flashlight slicing the nave. Flush echoes from the hall bathroom sharp, unmistakable. Followed by footsteps. Deliberate plods fading down the corridor. I freeze in the open hall, eyes locked on the cracked bathroom door. Empty. No drip, no steam. Just me, and the air gone thick as grave dirt. Radio crackles. I call in the crew. We tear the place apart sanctuary. Vestry, that boiler room straight out of a slasher flick. Cobwebs veiling rusted guts. Silge. No footprints in dust. No breached locks. Ghosts don't leave calling cards. A year on, my buddy swears he caught her. A woman half shrouded in sanctuary curtains, pinning him with cat eye specs and a bouffant from another era 50 as Ice Queen. Lips pursed like she'd caught him mid-sin. She didn't blink, just watched. Yeah, it's haunted. Some souls cling harder than others, flushing chains in the dark.
It was one of those cramped sleepovers, my best friend's tiny room forcing us into the same narrow bed. Her tucked against the wall like a secret, me on the edge, exposed to the dark. I drifted off easy into a mundane dream. Clocking in at work, the fluorescent hum, nothing special. Then the script flipped nightmare fuel. A serial killer in a kabuki mask, painted face leering through fog, hunting me down. I crammed into a freezer's icy gut, breath fogging the door, hard a jackhammer. He found me anyway, barrel swinging, finger itching the trigger. Snap awake, but not safe. Back to the room, eyes clamped shut like a kid dodging monsters. I felt it. Fingers, soft and deliberate, combing through my hair. A weight shifted on the mattress, someone leaning in, breath ragged and close. A voice rasped, low and syrup sick. "Hello there, little girl. Everything will be fine." Then, ice-cold metal kissing the nape of my neck, heavy, unyielding. Gun. This is it, I thought. The end scripted in the dark. Rage or madness surged. I twisted violent, rolling over, fist flying into empty air like a desperate haymaker. Fight! Damn it! Silence crashed back. Bed empty. Door latch tight. Shadows still. No breath. No chill. Just the echo of my pulse. Morning light. I spilled it all to her over coffee dream. Whisper. The press of death. She blinked, stirred her mug casual as weather. Oh yeah, house is haunted. Shrugged like it was a leaky faucet. I ghosted that place after. No more overnights. No more kabuki chases in sleep. Some doors stay shut for a reason. I was 16, holding down the fort with my 2 little brothers while mom and dad dipped out overnight. My youngest with Down syndrome relied on 4 daily meds, our family's untouchable lifeline. No one dared mess with them. Pill time hits, he chirps. Already took him. Grill the middle one ate. Fidgety. You didn't? He swears no, truth rings clear. Kids don't lie about this. Probe the little guy. Who gave it? Tall man. Dark hair. Mean face. I laugh it off, kids fibbing for fun, feed him nuggets. Tuck him in. 2 hours later, heading to crash. Mud print by the door. Fresh and ominous, like a trespasser's hello. Shiver hits. Double check locks. Dive under sheets. Dead of night. I jolt awake. Doorway frames him. Tall, dark-haired shadow. Face carved mean, eyes drilling the dark. Stock still, staring. Free spray under predator. He hovers, then fades like mist. Dawn cops. No break-in. Print and matched. Brother doubles down on his story. Silence sealed it. But that gaze haunts the quiet waiting.
It was a graveyard shift in the hospital basement right next to the morgue, where the air hangs heavy with bleach and echoes. I'm numb to the glitches by now. Tools tumbling from shelves in empty rooms. Lights stuttering on our ironclad generator. Ghosts? Nah, just old building vibes. But 3 a.m. hit different that night. A shriek erupted from the hallway outside, pure agony. A woman's voice clawing from horror movie hell. Raw and endless for 3 heart-stopping seconds. Then, void. I froze, ears straining for the aftermath. Footsteps fleeing, voices murmuring, a body crumpling. Zip. Silence swallowed it whole, thicker than fog. Pulse thundering. I finally croaked to my crew huddled over charts like statues. You hear that? Nods all around, faces pale as the sheets we stack. Stunned mute. We were. I cracked the door. Flashlight sweeping the long, sterile corridor empty as a tomb. No runners vanishing into shadows. They'd have pounded the tile. Doors? Bolted tight for night shift. No rabbit holes. Whatever wailed, the dirge didn't walk away. It knew death. Up close and personal, like a soul snagged mid-scream. Still rings in my skull, uninvited. Tough as I am, that one's carved permanent chills. I crashed in that creaky old rental for 8 months, me and 5 Judes. Splitting bills and bad vibes. Skeptic through and through. Ghosts. Bullshit. Always a pipe dream or wiring far behind the hauntings. But this place, it chipped to the edges. Nights alone. I jolt awake to rummaging drawers yanking. Cabinets clattering downstairs like a burglar buffet. Lights winking on and off mid-stride. No hands on switches. Toilets gurgling flushes from empty halls. Doors slamming in dead air. Sleep paralysis tag-teamed us all. Pinned down. Shadows clawing at the chest. We swapped war stories over peers, laughing it off as house farts, the gut punch. Waking stock still. The prickling certainty of a small body slipping into bed behind me, tiny limbs curling close. Breath soft on my neck, tucking in like a kid evading bedtime. But no kids live there. No pets. Just the echo of weight that wasn't mine, gone by dawn. Carbon monoxide. Probably leaky furnace in that 70s relic. Fogging brains with hallucinations that felt real. No other fix fits. Still, some nights I swear I hear the tucking in, and wonder what else we breathed.
Last June, tragedy struck our pasture. My mare tangled in barbed wire during a freak storm, shredding her leg. By dawn, she was gone, bled out in minutes, body cold under the rising sun. Crew hauled her away, but I wandered back to the field alone, raw and hollow, just to breathe her ghost. The herd sensed it. One by one, they drifted to the fence, noses soft against the rails, eyes deep with unspoken sorrow, offering what horses can, presence. Then, as one, they wheeled west sunset's grim gate, where lives fade. A chorus rose, single, mournful neighs slicing the air. Silence fell, until an echo answered from the empty hills beyond. One long, clear call, pure as her voice, threading back like a final thread. No livestock out there, just wind and wild. In that instant I knew she was crossing, glancing back one last time. A psychic acquaintance swears she chats with spirits, phoned later. Your girl dropped in my office this morning, miles away. Confused at first, lost in the shift, but she's steady now. Said she chose it, knew you'd bear her gone, but shatter if it took someone closer. Coincidence? The stars aligned too neat. That night, my cat, indifferent to toys, snatched her stuffed twin from the shelf, that plush pony I'd sewn years back. He gnawed its left hind leg, deliberate, eyes locked on her framed photo above the mantel. No play, no pounce, just acknowledgement, cold and knowing. Hasn't touched either since. My new mare? She'd grazed that same field back then, tucked away in training with the barn boss, faceless to me till now. But I've got footage. The two of them nose to nose in the grass, frames I'd shot casual, never owning them overlap. Like fate looped the reel, whispering not done yet.
A couple winters back, cabin fever hit hard me, and a pack of bored buddies piled into the car, chasing midnight thrills through a national park buried in a multi-day blizzard. Snow lashed the windshield like knives, wipers slapping futile, as we fishtailed down a rutted dirt track slicing the forest's black heart. No cell bars, no houses for miles, just howling white void at 3 a.m. Then him, a lone figure etched against the drift, close enough to the road to spook. Light jacket flapping lazy in the gale, hands loose at sides, not a shiver, and those shades mirrored black, swallowing the storm's glare like he owned the night. We all clocked it, jaws slack. Who the hell stands sentinel in sub-zero hell, unmoving as a post? One friend hisses. What if those ain't shades? What if that's his eyes? Laughter died fast. Gut said floor it. We gunned past, tires churning slush. Mirrors empty, no chase, no wave, just the frozen stare burning holes in the rear view. Skeptic as I am, no spooks. No shades from beyond this, once a splinter under the skin. Park ranger on patrol, lost soul thumbing invisible rides, or some frostbitten local, layered unseen, shade slaying snowblind blaze. Whatever, he edged eternal, the blizzard man, waiting for fools like us.
Halloween twilight. Me at 11, driveway swarming with costumed buddies, witches, zombies, caped crusaders killing time till full dark cloaked the streets for tricks. Laughter bounced off the garage, candy buckets primed. Then the growl, a hulking black truck, windows tinted oblivion, prowling past our curb. Once, twice, 10 loops, engine a low menace, tires chewing asphalt like it savored the hunt. Kids froze, spines prickled. On the 11th, brakes bit idling predator, right in front of us. I bolted inside, Dad snatching his rifle, storming out with that dad roar. Get the hell gone. Silhouette flinched, peeled away into dusk. We exhaled, but the night tasted sour after. Fast forward 2 weeks ago, me, grown but not fearless, scrolling doom in bed at 1 a.m. Dog snoring sentinel. Thwack something pelted the roof, pebbles or spite. My mutt's head snaps up, eyes saucers. Trouble. Light flicks on. I creep to the window. There, in the yard's moon-gutted gloom, an old coot shuffles toward me, stooped, wild-eyed, coat flapping like broken wings. No bag, no dog, just purpose. Gut scream rips. I tear through the house, howling like a banshee. Dog bolting ahead, traitor furball, leaving me for dead. Parents thunder down, flashlights blazing. We spill outside, empty, grass undisturbed, night mocking. Hallucination? Stalker from the shadows? The truck's ghost, aged and vengeful. I triple lock doors now, but echoes wait in the quiet.
It was 1 a.m., street slick with rain-slick silence, when I slipped out for smokes and a park bench to drown the night's itch. Empty intersection, a headlamps pooling yellow like spilled secrets. Then him, a statue in the crosswalk, no cars, no crickets, just rigid stillness, eyes drilled into the far black, not a flicker. Gut screamed aboard, that animal wire tightening, but brain played hero. Lost guy. Check. Hey. Voice cracks the quiet. Hello? Nada. Stone cold freeze, no blink, no breath. Screw the cross in Ivor right, looping wide to the park, shadows my shield. Gravel whispers behind. Glance back, he's uncoiled, pivoted smooth. Trailing me footfalls go soft, face a void mask, blank as fresh snow. Adrenaline ignites, visions clawing, dragged into dark, bound, broken. Bury. Fight, flight wins, I bolt, lungs fire, blocks blurring in panic. Up ahead, a wanderer lifeline. Don't go back, call cops, he's on me. He shrugs, melts away. No savior. Solo again, I hammer on. Duck into a stoop 5 streets deep, crouched in trash stink, pulse a ward drum, teep out. There he frames the alley mouth, emotionless scan, eyes flat voice. Then slow wheel, dissolve into night, gone like smoke. I waited till gray dawn, Sigs curse it, that tail. It slithers in dreams now, not roaring monster, just the quiet kind that follows home.
It was a squeeze of a sleep over my friend's shoebox room, shoving us into one bed. Her wedged against the wall like a secret, me dangling on the edge, back to the black. Sleep pulled me under easy. Mundane dream shift at work, coffee steam and chatter. Then the pivot nightmare's hook yanking hard. A kabuki masked butcher on my tail, white face smeared menace, stalking through fog. I crammed into a freezer's frostbite grip, door rattling like teeth. He pried it, gun kissing my temple. Jolt awake, but trapped in the limbo. Eyes sealed, body rigid, facing the wall's chill kiss. Then, fingers, featherlight, threading my hair slow, intimate, wrong. Mattress dipped. Breath ghosted my ear, rasped like gravel in a coffin. Hello there, little girl. Everything's fine now. Metal bloomed cold against my skull-heavy, promising end. This is it. Brain screamed, the curtain call. Defiance sparked wild. I whipped over, fist arcing through void like a suicide swing ready to claw the killer's throat. Nothing. Air. Door. Bolted. Room a sealed tomb under streetlight bleed. Dawn broke. I dumped it on her over toast stream, touch, the barrel's bite. She stirred jam, casual shrug. House perk. Haunted. Like swapping socks. Bailed on overnights forever. No echoes since no masked hunters, no spectral strokes. That some voids linger, whispering fine in the dark.
I crashed on my buddy-ass couch in Phnom Penh that sticky night, those Khmer houses with tiles crawling up the walls, Ike Frost, cool against the humid dark. Friend hit the hay. I tossed, half dozing, when a shadow slithered across the tiles near the kitchen arch. Roommates home late, I figured, curiosity edging. Slipped off the cushions, patted in empty counters, fen-whoring lazy, no one. Then it hit, that rank, sartan of unwashed skin, human filth thick as fog, heart stuttered. Under the stairs, laundry fluttered like ghosts over a jagged hole in the floor, rat's nest for squatters. A knee jutted out, denim wrapped, twitching faint. He was there, inches away, cold in the crawl space, breath probably sensing with mine. No time for freeze, I spun, bolted to my friend's door, pounding like a drum in a raid. Intruders in the house. He yanked it open, bleary-eyed. We swept the place, lights blazing. Gone slipped out a window or vent, silent as sin. Cambodia's like that. Break-ins a bedtime story, friends losing phones mid-snooze or wallets on lit streets. But that smell, it clawed first, primal warning. If I'd conked out deeper or bunked elsewhere, his knee could have been my wake-up call, cold steel instead.